What's up, Police Sports Gamer here, and I got a video on Jalen Hurts and why, in my opinion, he is not worth that huge contract he got. So if you get this, please like, subscribe, and comment. I would greatly appreciate it as I'm struggling here on YouTube and I really want to keep going, but see what happens. But first, I want to just let you hear what Stephen A. Smith said about Jalen Hurts. I agree with everything he says about Jalen Hurts, except that he deserves the money. So let's hear him right now.
The fact that Jalen Hurts got this contract, it's news. Congratulations. He deserves every penny. He's earned it. Not just because of his exceptional play on the field, but his leadership as well, and the growth and the maturation that he's put on display. To be a guy that was drafted in the second round, to come into this league as a backup, to win the starting job, to get to the playoffs and lose to Tom Brady, and then to follow up with his maturation and working out in the offseason, and really just debunking and dismissing all the skeptics and what they were saying about him from an evaluating standpoint. The way that his game had matured was something to behold.
So here's a list of the top quarterbacks and what they make going into next year per year. As you can see, Jalen Hurts is number one. I agree that Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, and Josh Allen deserve to be on this list. They've proved over the years that they deserve the top money in the league as they were the best quarterbacks. Yes, Josh Allen never took Buffalo to the Super Bowl, but I really believe he deserves that money along with Mahomes and Rodgers. Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson do not belong on this list, along with Hurts. And I'm going to explain why. First, let's look at Hurts' stats for his first 3 years in the league. So as you can see, 2020 was his rookie year, and I think it was mostly mop-up of Wentz. Playing in 15 games, but as you can see, there were not much stats to it. But 2021 was his first full-time starting year, and he led the Eagles to the playoffs. 61% of his passes complete is very below average for a quarterback. 3,100 yards. Quarterbacks can do in their sleep. 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I'll give him that. His first year starting, he did pretty good, led them to the playoffs, lost to Tom Brady and Tampa in the playoffs. 2022, he stepped it up. He improved, and you like to see that in a quarterback. 66% of his passes, 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Both those years, he ran for over 700 yards, double-digit touchdowns in those 2 years. So you can see an improvement in Hurts. Does he deserve that money from these stats? No, these are not top quarterback numbers with those stats. But I'm going to detail now why I believe he is not worth the money. All right, now you probably guys going to criticize me for not saying he's worth the money because he led the Eagles to the Super Bowl. He had one loss last year. He had a great Super Bowl stat-wise. Probably should have beat the Chiefs. It was the one big error. He was an upward trajectory. In my opinion, he's not worth that money because he hasn't really proven over a consistent time, many years, that he deserves it. I would like him to play through that 5-year contract, then maybe get the money. See if he could have 2 more years of an upward trajectory, throw more yards. Quarterbacks need to throw for over 4,000 yards. They need to throw over 30 touchdowns. Yes, I know he's had double-digit rushing touchdowns. But having a quarterback to make that much money, he needs to be proven consistently for 3 or 4 years, in my opinion. And he has done that. He has one good year, and that is it. All I could think about is Kyler Murray. They too have similar games. They could scramble, they're quick, they're a lot of rushing yards, and Arizona gave Kyler Murray that huge contract. As you saw, he's in the top 5 in the league with that contract. Did he deserve it? Arizona right now thinks he does not deserve it. And this could happen to Jalen Hurts. He's got that money. He's got $179 million guaranteed. He doesn't really have to play anymore. He doesn't have to prove himself anymore. He has his money to the bank. He has enough for him to live on, his kids to live on, his kids' kids to live on, and so on. So he has nothing left to prove himself. So he could not try anymore. Everybody always said Kyler Murray was lazy, studying film and stuff and trying. And I don't know why Arizona gave him that money. He had, again, just like Jalen Hurts, one good year. And look at him now. I know he tore his ACL last year, but he was not performing at all. Arizona gave him the pieces to have a great year, and he failed time and time again to live up to the year before. And yes, Philly has a world of talent. Hurts was so successful, basically for A.J. Brown. They added A.J. Brown, and he tore up the league. He gave him a second option with Devonta Smith, and Philly had a world of talent. They had great tight ends, good running backs, and they surrounded him, and he, to his credit, performed, but not to the expectations that he deserves to be the highest paid quarterback next year and the highest paid in league history for 1 year. I keep saying he just needs to be consistent through the years to get that money, not just go to the Super Bowl, maybe win a Super Bowl. Holmes and Rodgers have done that. Allen, for some reason, can't do that. But at least he's been consistent for 3 or 4 straight years in stat-wise to get that money. But who knows? Time will tell. These next 2 or 3 years, see what Hurts does. Yes, Philly's lost some key players from last year in free agency. It could be a little bit a harder time than he had last year, but he might prove me wrong and be worth that money. He could be like a superstar stats. He could throw 35, 40 touchdowns. He could run for over 1,000 yards. He could bring Philly to the best record in the NFC. He could bring Philly to the Super Bowl again, maybe win one, and prove me wrong. But as it stands right now, I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith. I don't agree that he deserves this huge contract. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think Hurts deserves this contract? Or you agree with me that he might turn to a Kyler Murray and have a fast downward spiral because now he has his money and now he has nothing to play for? Please comment below. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe and like. Thanks. See ya.